And welcome back. This is why we do it. This is why we have the test streams. We are back in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, checking out the lights in my neighborhood. Let's take a look over here. Pull over. This guy was following me. I don't like that. Leave me alone, bro. Anyway, onward. There's some lights over here.
Someday.
We've got a new little bit of gear here that we're trying out as well. We have a nice little gimbal, which is really cool. As a gift from my sister-in-law, April. Thank you very much, April and family. Whereas Chris wrote in the letter, April and farm. So thank you to April and the farm for this gimbal that we're using for this live stream. This one looks pretty nuts. Kicking. Pretty cool. Let's just hang out here for a minute. So for those just joining us, this is Christmas Time in the City. The podcast talks everything about Christmas in New York City, and we're taking a walk around my neighborhood of Bay Ridge to look at the lights. Thank you for watching this whenever you do. You've gone back fairly far, so I imagine this will probably be a lot of videos to go through, but this is one of the first, I guess, so thank you for watching one of the first. This is a really nice one. This is really nice. Very subtle. I mean, not subtle in a way, but it's not over the top at least. Definitely has a McAllister House vibe, which I'm not upset about. These are all really nice. Some children. talk about subtle, this is what we're talking about. Simple nativity scene. This is the house that gives out pennies on Halloween. Very nice. Very nice. I always wonder what the people that don't choose to decorate, what the guilt they feel, or do they feel any pressure from their neighbors to decorate it even slightly? This is a fun one here. Very nice. Some blow molds. Some more blow molds over that way. This is a nice one too. Look at this one. This is a pretty big house. I think we'll go across the street to get a good look at it. That's pretty nice, right? They did a pretty good job. By they, I mean the company they hired to come out and do the decorating for them. And I'm not mad at that. If you can afford to have someone do a really good job and make your house look awesome, then you should probably do that. So the walk continues. That's very nice as well. Depending on when you watch this, I recommend checking out our video of Dyker Heights. Those Christmas lights are nuts. And if you saw that video first, then I'm sorry for disappointing you with this one. This one is just where I live, unfortunately. I don't know if I would want to live in Dyker Heights. Dyker Heights is pretty nuts this time of year. Like, I imagine you probably can't get food delivered very easily there with the tour buses and stuff that they have come through. It always looks really nice, but too busy. So if you're finding us through YouTube, my name is Chris. My wife and I have a podcast about all things New York and Christmas and all the other holidays as well, just for the off times. So you can find us wherever you find podcasts. Christmas time in the city. So let's take a look at this from this side. Very cool. So they're working on theirs still, so I'll give them some time. Let's go this way. This live stream is also a great test to see how this camera works in the dark. And granted, it's not super dark, but I don't plan on live streaming in a whole lot of dark places. So thank you for watching this test. If you've gotten this far, I appreciate it. This is a really nice house here. You gotta love a house that has 4 garages, and 4.5, I guess, if you count the big one. Yeah, this is what you call old money. They've been here for a while, I'll bet. This all used to be pastures originally before all these neighborhoods came in, so it was much easier to get nice big old chunks of land. I'm not really sure how much decorating they do over here, so it'll be interesting to check it out. We're coming up on the water now. New York Harbor. These are the really nice houses, so I wonder if they're going to have something nice. We're walking through Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, checking out my neighborhood's Christmas lights. Maybe getting a peek into a less seen version of New York, much more residential, or New York City, I should say. So there's that. It's the thought that counts, is what you're supposed to say when you see stuff like that. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Let's go a block this way. I'm pretty sure you can't see it in this camera, but we'll cross the street so you can get maybe an eye of it. But we're pretty close to a spot where you can see the Statue of Liberty, which is kind of fun. Fairly short walk from my apartment, and it is that thing. So how about that? Print that, make it a postcard. Here's some more nice big houses. Sometimes you wonder who lives in these places, if it's business people, people that have lived here for 100 years, millionaires, who knows if they're musicians or who knows, I don't know. It's a nice view, I guess, but you have this big street here, and then basketball courts here, and then you have views of the harbor where it's just freighters and stuff. I don't know. I would, in 1 second, I would switch with them if they wanted to have my apartment. I would make an effort to make the best of living in one of these billion-dollar houses. So if anyone wants to do that with us, that'd be great. So we're walking around Bay Ridge. This neighborhood's pretty good about doing some decorating. It's not one of the more well-known neighborhoods for decorating, but I'm not really trying to go on that far of a walk tonight. But we will be going to Dyker Heights in the future, and we're also going to be at the Vessel at Hudson Yard tomorrow, live streaming. Got it on good authority that it looks pretty awesome over there, so we're gonna check it out. We haven't actually been to the Vessel. It just opened around the time that all this was kind of going. We have a kid too, so it's difficult. But now the kid's more mobile. We're gonna go kind of check out Manhattan. Obviously, it's important to maintain social distancing and such. But you gotta try to get out of the apartment. There's people that don't have the luxury, shut-ins and stuff at this point. It's crazy to think about, but we haven't been able to decorate outside for a number of years. We've lived in apartments for a long time. And even the last house we lived in, we didn't really decorate too much. But that was a totally different situation. And we had far more important things to do. Here's a nice little one here. Okay. I think we already saw this area, this one over here, so we'll skip those. But I don't think we went down this way, so we'll check this out now. As we dare to go back outside more and more, this is a nice place. Can't wait till they drop off the keys so I can move in. Gosh, man. The problem I always have with these types of places, and this is nitpicking, obviously I live in a much smaller place, is that there's no yard or anything. Like if you're gonna spend potentially millions of dollars on a house, you'd want to have a little bit more space, but I guess you're also taking into account that you need to live in the city for work, I guess. That's this nice house altogether. This is all the construction stuff for the house. This is a nice one. No decorations up though. That's a shame. That's a shame. Nice blow molds. I like that. Very much into blow molds. These nice ribbons here. Someone working. Bunch of houses that all look the same, unfortunately, but decorated uniquely nonetheless, which is nice to see. People are in the spirit here in Brooklyn. I would say this probably isn't as much as I've seen in the past, but it's still a fair amount. Let's go this way. I wonder if I'm expected to talk the entire time. Probably not. Certainly hope not. Nice one. Big toy soldiers. Nativity. Jesus is not in the cradle. Those keeping track of that kind of thing. Scared that lady off with the camera. She didn't want to be on the live stream. What can you do? I think we're going to end up going by the place we were before originally. I kind of wanted to check it out again. It's a little darker now. Maybe less children kicking rocks at us this time. No crosswalk here, so we're just going to wait until everyone goes by. This will not be my last night. Okay, we're clear. Are we in favor of these projection lights? Or do we not like these projection lights? I want to say that we like the projection lights when they're used with other lights, maybe. It's a lot of area to cover. But it just seems... I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm undecided. Funny, we came over here a little bit ago and got a really nice angle of the blue lights, but failed to really get a good shot of the white lights across the street. Dueling decorations. Man, it's immediately overwhelmingly blue when you walk in this way. Little thing there. First responders, essential workers. Thank you, New York Strong. Look at that. That blue is what it looks like in real life. It's like the entire area is just hued over. It's like an Instagram filter in real life. It's kind of hurting my eyes a little bit. this is that McAllister smaller one. But, all right, we're gonna head double back this way through the blue. Because while we are wandering around the neighborhood, we're also looking for my wife and my young child. We're looking to get some coffee. So. The fun thing about this live stream is that I can't make any phone calls because this is my phone. So that's fun. Tell me this guy got this parking spot. Holy shit. Congratulations. That guy got a spot right outside his house. Quite the accomplishment. Here we go. Still walking. There's a few reasons to be doing something like this, especially when there's only one person watching. I appreciate the one person that is watching. Thank you for making me feel a little less silly for doing this, but getting the rhythm down, making sure they're walking around properly is important, especially because this channel will be branching out and doing more walking tours and wandering videos. This is the first time using this gimbal, so I want to make sure that I knew all the settings and dials meant. For the most part, just don't press anything. That's what I've learned, is to not press anything, because when you press things, the gimbal stops working properly. And that is no bueno. This is actually an early Christmas present, which I thanked them earlier. I'm not sure if it was on this video or the last live stream. It's from my sister-in-law, April. Thank you very much. Some more over her. This is what Casey Neistat felt like, only he had millions of people watching. These little yards with the driveways built into them. That's really cool. Fun. So here's why we came over here, for this house here. And these guys are working hard over here. Well, I certainly hope they get it done. Working at night is difficult, but I guess it's easier to make sure it looks nice. I'm excited to see that one. They have a ton of stuff in their garage, so they are prepared for the holidays. Probably have to end up getting a microphone. The stupid masks aren't really helping much. But for the meantime, you don't need to hear what I'm talking about. So, another nativity, no baby Jesus. Joseph just constructed the crib. Very similar situations happen all over the world when the father finishes building the crib. Look upon it. I built a crib. She just said, get to work on the dresser. This one doesn't seem so exciting, but I do like those big old-fashioned bulbs. So I don't mind this one at all. Kind of like that one. I would probably put more lights in, but if I was trying to win a competition, you got to amp it up. But I like the feels that one provides. Reminds me of my grandmother's lights, I think, or just old people's lights in general. Now we're all on LEDs. You can make them sparkle and all kinds of stuff, but back in the day, it wasn't that exciting to do things like this to decorate. Little elves working in the workshop. Don't think they didn't do it to the second one. Really did both windows. Very cool. So I guess we'll just do it. I wasn't going to, but we seem to have wandered incredibly far away from my apartment. We're currently at 86 and Narrows Avenue in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. Checking out this nice light setup here. We're gonna walk one block further. Check out this Blue Bloods house. So if you're watching this with your dad, or you are a dad and you watch Blue Bloods, then get excited. I don't know anything about it other than it's a cop show with Donnie Wahlberg and Tom Selleck. And I've only ever seen it in hotels. But cool nonetheless. And if you're into that sort of thing, I don't know what angle they even have it in. Do they have like a straightforward angle when they show it? Who knows? The windows are open, so I don't want to get too much of a look, but you can see that they got a Christmas tree in there, but no other decorations. Keeping it low key. You see the people inside. Usually what happens with those is that scouts will either be looking around for houses, or you could potentially list a house on websites to be used as locations for filming. Stuff like that happens a lot here. They'll shut down sections of road in the middle of residential areas because they're filming in someone's house. That's probably what happened there. Make a little bit of extra cash. Let people think that Tom Selleck lives in your house. So there's no one around. I just realized I don't need to wear this mask, so I'm going to pull it down a little bit. Let my face breathe. Officially introduce myself. Hello, my name is Chris. I'm a Christmas Time in the City podcast. Podcast about all things in New York City and Christmas, all the other holidays as well, and how we celebrate them here. So we are wandering around my neighborhood. It's Bay Ridge, Brooklyn. When I say my neighborhood as well, it's important to note And I live in a apartment in a walk-up fourth story building. I do not live in a nice house like this. I don't know if I really want to. Unless it was given to me, I don't know. I feel like I'd want to live somewhere with a little more space. If we're going to spend millions of dollars on a house. Just a little bit of a human centipede situation here with the reindeer. You always want to be the first in a centipede situation. You can Google that later if you don't know. It's a nice one too. Bet you that's professional. That's really, really cool. Look at this place. Let's look up here for a second. That's a very loud helicopter, military helicopter, if I had to guess. Anyway, doesn't this look like Todd and Margot's house from, or I guess not what it actually looked like, but what it should have looked like? It's a little too modern. There's too many decorations, so they wouldn't have all those decorations. But it's a nice house, I suppose. A lot of these houses probably all look the same inside with Raymour and Flanagan furniture. TCL televisions in every room. These ones are the ones I like, the houses. These ones look more like someone's grandmother's house, you know? I want to thank the Norelco Razor Company for sponsoring this live stream. Norelco, when it's got to be high and tight. Let's see if we can walk over here. I wasn't going to, but I think you might be able to get a good shot of One World Trade. I'm not going to go much further than this because it's going to get cut off. But the spire right here is the World Trade building. I used to work right next to it, which is crazy to think that I could see it from here. Crazier to think that I worked right next to that, which is, seems like forever ago. Very aggressive walking woman just passed us. Like she's walking with purpose. Maybe she had to poop. Here's some lights to go check out. Here too. ticket. Bummer. Sometimes you gotta just take the L and get a parking ticket. We have a car that we use on occasion. It's not a daily driver, so it can sit for a week or so without us bothering with it. It would probably sit longer, but we have alternate side parking where you have to move it once a week for them to do street sweeping, which is for the greater good, so I appreciate it, but it is a bummer because it's so hard to find parking. This morning we had to wake up extra early to go move the car because we didn't want to move it last night. But the freedom that the car allows us is worth the trouble, without a doubt. Anyone visiting, I would say absolutely do not get a car. Do public transportation or use ride-sharing apps. The idea of getting into a stranger's car right now seems pretty terrifying. But once this all clears over, that's the way to do it. If you're taking JFK, you can always take the subway from the air train, but that's another story. So it looks like we're at 43, almost 44 minutes now. I think we did about 15 minutes or so on the other video. But I've got the rhythm for sure. I'm almost a pro. We'll have to figure out if it's best that I just don't even bother talking in these things, or if I try to make up stuff to talk about. Who knows? I suppose you can just mute it if you don't want to listen. Play Drake's new album, or whatever you happen to be listening to at this moment. Meghan Trainor's wearing these big bows lately, right? What's the big bow situation about Meghan Trainor? Saw her on the Rockefeller Center ceremony special. Gigantic bow. Now she's on The Tonight Show. Gigantic bow. It's a look, I guess. It's a look. It's not my job to tell someone what to wear. I think I found my wife. The difficult thing is there's a million people with strollers, so I may not have found her. But in the event that I did find her, this will be the end of this live stream. I've more or less just kind of gone around in circles for almost an hour or so. Let's head on over. You can keep walking because I was not her. What if this live stream just became me wandering around looking from my wife for all night long. This very ominous house here. Just the red lights for them. Thank you very much. That's a statement right there. That's a statement. That's how you get ghosts. Okay, so we're going to end it here. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned and subscribe to this channel if you haven't for more content. I promise these will get better. Thanks for watching so much. Bye-bye.